Well, one family tree. Let's get straight into it. Our movement research and ownership on your own sequencing. So we're going to do 3 moves, 3 realms of vocabulary with which we can chop and screw and place in different orders. First thing we're going to do, starts as quite a nice warm-up actually, is a real staple piece in what I like to teach and what I work with on the students. It creates such a very simple, effective and smooth transition from the floor onto the feet, and it also gives you options to choose certain directions as well. It's going to become a little bit more apparent as we go through. So we're going to start in squat position. We have 3 levels here. Level 3, squat. Level 2, the bum. Level 1, the back on the floor. So level 1, level 2, level 3. To warm up, nice and easy, we're going to go right hand down, push, left hand down, push, right, push, left, push. Really doesn't matter how far the bum scoots. You can play with that. My feet generally fixed for now, just rocking through the heels. Play with the distance of the hips to the legs, that feels suitable for you. So, from there, we'll come into our squat rocks. From our squat position, right hand down, left hand down, push back up. Creating this circular motion. What we're doing here is working on flow and momentum right now. Not even sure if I'm in the shot. Flow and momentum, we'll change direction. Just do this for as long as you want to. You can play with the buoyancy of the elbows. You can play with the height of the hips, maybe for a bit of a warm-up. But really, we're just seeing where's the movement as easy and as fluid as possible. Feel free to let the bum come down towards the ground. And we already start to connect from level 2 to 3. So how do we get down to level 1? Nice and smooth. What we're going to do is from our seated position, find our fetal rolls or our back rolls. So if my knees come down to the left hand comes down, it's already sending a form of direction that actually makes it easier. It's a path of least resistance for the body. I don't have to fight this because it's a real natural inclination to keep going this direction. So if your body kind of wants to indicate it here, let it go with. So here my left hand comes down, we collapse onto our landing pads, forearm, shoulder, and then we roll across the back of the head, the upper back passing through level 1, mirror the same posture on the other side. And to come back up, we bring our nose towards our knee, push through the forearm, push through the hand, and we're back up. So we bring the right hand down, forearm, shoulder, roll across the back and the head, let it feel lazy, nose towards the knee, push back up. You can find a few of these in your time, left and right. So how do we connect the dots? Let's connect the dots into level 2, nice and easy. So it's going to be collapsing down, roll across, but from here, I'm just pushing up into a seat, transitioning along and coming back down. Coming up, transition along and come back down. You can do both directions. So how do we pass through our infinity rocks? I call these the infinity rocks because we're kind of drawing this figure of 8 position, helter-skeltering from back on the floor, passing through a seated position, passing through a squat, a standing position, essentially. And so it creates just really, really nice junctions from any realm, whether you want to be in a seated position, to be able to transition into particular movements, whether you're in a back body position and this takes you through certain transitions, whether we're in a squat position and it takes us into other realms. So that's just an example of where they create such seamless transitions into something else. So let's break down the full pattern. I kind of went off on a tangent there. The full pattern, drawing this figure of 8. The thing with, sometimes with my students, always forgetting, passing through level 2. It's kind of why we really integrated this movement to start with. So from our level 3, we'll start with our right hand leading, right hand down, to level 2, push along. From here, we pass down to our fetal rolls, forearm, shoulder, across. What's important here, not making a beeline to level 3, but passing through level 2 again, to use that momentum to come up. We'll do 2 more this way. 2, 1, 2, 3. We'll go, I said 2, but we'll go the other direction. 2, 1, 2, 3. So that's our fetal rolls, our infinity rocks there. Really nice junction. 2 tiny details, maybe 2.5 details that we can add. What do we do with our arms and our legs? First detail, level 1, when we're passing through our level 1 transition onto the back. As I come down, I can actually extend the arms and reach nice and wide to contract back in through the supported arm to push back up. Demonstrate the other side. Extend, hug, transition. So that's a detail with the arms we can play with. The detail with the legs is when we're passing through again, level 1, transition with right hand down, across, with the legs, can extend, then hug back in, because it gives us this fulcrum, this lever, to easily come back up. So we're feeling this sense of contraction, expansion, contraction, expansion, like so. 2.5, so we've got 2 different details there, 2.5, you can just do both at the same time. Like so. As I pass through level 1, expand, contract, and back up. So that's our infinity rocks there. Okay, next step, I'm going to take it to the ground. So really nice way to just actually open up a little bit of our back bends in quite a smooth way. We'll do our lateral cobra rolls. So from here, starting in this figure 4 position, this fulcrum, which is a really nice junction already that we're starting from, that lets us have options. Gonna collapse down to that forearm, shoot the arms, roll onto the back. But then from here, I'm making this panda roll over. So as I'm hugging this right arm in, I'm going to reach through this left arm all the way, like this archer kind of position. And then from here, I'm going to push up off this right hand, collapse down into the left, and then we can finish the roll up into figure 4 on the other side. So collapse down, arms open, hugging in, I reach through this archer arm, push, and we roll it back up. Really juicy one. Detail with the legs. It might feel clumsy, like if you're coming down, wrong side. If you're coming down, maybe the legs are just kind of clumsy, drawing over. What we can do with the legs here is, am I facing the wrong way? Yeah. What we can do is cross and trace the legs over it and under each other. So as I come over, notice the legs here, the trailing leg slides over the opposite leg, the leading leg, to then make a smooth transition into our prone. And so we're kind of drawing this scalelectrics kind of, the feet aren't ever leaving the floor. We're just learning how to navigate them around each other. Like so. Feel free to practice that. Just rewind the video, get to copying until it feels right for you. The next thing we're going to add, let's bring our head above water a little bit. We're going to do a soft acrobatic transition. If you haven't seen my other video on the basics of soft acrobatics, maybe head over to that. And it's actually going to open up even more vocabulary, because a lot of these videos that are being posted really cross-adapt and feed into each other. So the more of a web you can create, the more you'll start to link in and weave in all of your own vocab, which is really dope. So with this one here, we're going to do our front jag, nice and easy. I'm not gonna break this one down too much because I do have a whole video detailing this. Hopefully a link is popping up somewhere. That's if I even remember to do it in post-edit. But yeah, the basics of this movement, which is a very valid movement to add into the vocab, is a baby cartwheel. Hand, reach, hop, and land. Hand, reach, hop, and land. The detail we're going to play with here, and a variation I'm going to add specific to this video, is firstly, the leg that we're hopping off of stays really close to the floor, and the kicking leg stays high to the sky. So we hop and land on the same leg. Hand, reach, hop, and land. Don't really mind how you base that landing. Just land in a standing position. Hand, reach, hop, land. A detail that I'm going to open up for a variation that you might want to try is doing this same movement, but one-handed. And the hand that's going to do it is the trailing arm reaching across. So as I hop over, little detail there to play with. We're going to see how this links into the sequence in a moment. So many options: cartwheel, front jag, one-armed front jag. And let's piece it all together. 3 moves, any order. We'll start with, we'll climb back down, we'll go through. So we're going to do our one-armed jag variation into the infinity rock, which puts us in this blender of choices. But we sit in the eye of the storm. We don't get caught up in the blender current. I don't know if you get that analogy, but I'm sticking with it. So we find our hop round. This time, we just draw the knee into the chest, and already we meet this junction, and the momentum generally will take us into one direction. Boom. Where do we want to go from here? Practice what you preach. I almost forgot. Bum switch. Then we come down. Up. Infinity rock. Let's come back down towards the ground. What junction is showing up here? Okay, so as we come onto the back, we have our cobra. We pass through level 2. Up. Boom. Back down. Across. And the thing with this infinity rock is it's going to allow you to change direction as well. So I was being very pedantic when it came to passing through level 3, level 2, level 1. Now what you can do is actually chop and screw the order. So you don't have to pass through level 2. We could go from 3 to 1, 3 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3. And then it's going to, the more you practice it and refine it, you're going to realize how it's actually going to take you through a different direction. So if I demonstrate it using the acrobatics, chopping, screwing the infinity rock, I was pedantic at the start, so we know when to break the rules. So, doing the full motion, when I'm coming back up, I finish the whole thing, and it's generally going to send me into one direction. However, if I go the same way, now from here as I come up, I don't have to pass through level 2. I could maybe go straight into squat, which lets me be decisive with which way I want to take the acrobatic. So I'm not going to break that down or demonstrate it too much, because I want you guys to really have the ownership in your clarity of the infinity rock to know how to break the rules. So I'm not going to demonstrate that really, or break it down too much. Fly, run away with it, and then you really get a sense of achievement, and it really you own it a lot more as well. So ways that we can play with the whole 3 moves now. I'm going to give a very rago kind of demonstration. I'm kind of along with you guys, piecing these 3 together and giving it a go. So if I'm hopping, passing through, I forgot the cobra roll. Doesn't matter, I've got choice to come back down. Which direction? I want to go this way. I already did that side. So, I'm going to make a choice to go the other way now. That feels new. Yeah, there's an example. Again, I was kind of giving a narration through it, so you could kind of get an idea of the inner process when I'm in flow, or maybe no thinking while you're in flow, and just reflect on it once you've finished and catch your breath and be like, how did that go? Did I keep going on one side? Then chop and screw, break your patterns, and play with all the orders and the sequencing. And from there, that is that. Okay. If you enjoy this free content that I'm sharing here, feel free to, why did I jump straight into this? You know, it's because I'm actually really tired. I got a link to buy me a coffee. And if you want to offer an extended gratitude, feel free to buy your boy a coffee. So as soon as I stop recording on this thing, I take it to my laptop and I start editing. You guys help me out, and then there's a real nice exchange here as well. So if you want to buy your boy some unicorn blood, go for it. If you like the video, give it a like. If there's any feedback, any constructive criticism, anything you'd like to add, any of your own research findings, leave a comment, it'd be sick. And if you want to let this co-created hub grow and synergize, then subscribe to your boy. And that's about it. Love, 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 family.